Let's talk now with Molly Jong-Fast, special correspondent for Vanity Fair, joining us now, amongst so many other things. It's great to talk to you. You just heard Julie and some of her reporting, right, on Capitol Hill, how folks are reacting in the last 24 hours or so from this latest out of the Supreme Court, kind of kicking it back to the Fifth Circuit, which is a pretty conservative circuit, to say the least. So you got that, right, that ruling, and then also kind of hearing about how this could play out on an election field. What is your kind of gut reaction right now?
So this is an interesting, the Supreme Court found themselves in a very interesting situation.
Yeah.
Because remember, this case was not a great case. There were a number of problems with it. One, this judge is a very Trumpy judge, this Matthew Kucinich.
Or appointed.
Yeah, he appointed, and he's in Texas. The case was very sort of flimsy, but also more than that, the larger point of the case was to overturn FDA approval for a drug he didn't like that has been approved for 23 years. So it was pretty sketchy and pretty, I was still a little bit worried about the Supreme Court because remember what they did with SB 8, which officially overturned Roe in this, in the state of Texas a year before they did do the Dobbs decision. So I was a little bit worried, but this really was not a good case for the anti-choice crew.
So let's talk about kind of how this could reverberate on both sides of the aisle, right, as we're looking ahead to a presidential election. We're already seeing and hearing about some of it. And I want to read for you from the New York Times. From North Carolina to Nevada, Democrats running at every level of government are vowing to make support for abortion rights a pillar of their campaigns and to paint their opponents as extremists on the issue. And as races intensify, Republicans are caught between the demands of their socially conservative base and a broader American public that generally supports abortion rights. You're nodding your head.
Yeah, because this is the problem of Trumpism, right?
Yeah.
Is that you have to keep the base, excited. You have to give them more and more right-wing fodder. And the most of the country doesn't like it. And that's why Trumpism doesn't scale in these purple states. And it's pretty, I think that Republicans have a real problem here, right? Because these anti-choice people will not be satisfied until there is no abortion. But if you see after the Dobbs decision, now more Americans than ever are pro-choice. So you're really seeing they are not, they're not out of line with the most of us.
It seems like it's going to be a race to the right when you talk about Republicans here, right? Because you already have Susan B. Anthony List, right, who was integral in getting kind of Supreme Court justices appointed when they did, right? They were applauding the appointments of then President Donald Trump to the Supreme Court, knowing and hoping the outcome would be the overturn of Roe, which in fact that's what they got, right? And now they are calling, it seems, the former president's kind of position, right, on abortion, quote unquote, morally indefensible, because he has now said it should be in the decision of the states.
Yeah. That's the thing is once you go right like that, it's very hard to go back. And you're seeing that. And look, Trump's only real challenger is Ron DeSantis, who just passed a 6-week abortion ban in a, largely purple state.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a problem for them.
Let's talk about the election, right? We're looking at a possible 2024 race and a similar matchup, same matchup, right?
Yeah.
President Biden against former President Donald Trump, possibly, right? Ron DeSantis is not performing the way I think a lot of his potential Republican donors were hoping that he would. He hasn't kind of stepped up to the plate. Things could change. There's a lot of time.
Right.
What do you make of that landscape and how things could turn out?
It's very good for Biden, right? Because Trump is 76 and Trump seems, does not seem like fully.
It's interesting that you mentioned his age.
Yeah, because if you for Biden, the one issue is his age, right? He's done really well. He's overperformed in every election he's been in. The one thing where people can say is that he's old. And when he's running against Trump, he doesn't seem that old because he's only a few years older than Trump. But if he's running,
they can't go after him over his age because of the fact that Donald Trump is the same.
Yeah, and Trump has had COVID, and Biden actually looks much healthier than Trump. Whereas if you put him next to someone like DeSantis, that might be an issue of age because DeSantis is in his 40s. That said, I think that we're going to see a matchup. I think it's very good for Biden, too, because, people really want normal, right? And he won on normal. And Trump is running on the same grievance politics that he ran on 4 years ago. So I do think it'll be good for him. But, again, this is going to, every time Trump runs for something, we get all this vitriolic rhetoric, and it's very bad for the country.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily seem like his base cares about what he's putting out there, right? And the issue is, when it comes to running for president, is you have to be able to expand your base. We haven't necessarily seen that from the former president, that he's had the ability to expand his base, right?
And I don't even think he has an interest in expanding the base. I think the hope is that you run in those electoral states, those 6, 8 electoral states, and you just hope that the other people's guys don't show up.
How do you think the indictment's going to play out for the former president?
I mean,
and how can Democrats, right? How does, let's say, the Biden administration, how do they, and the Biden campaign, how do they kind of use those indictments in their campaign?
Well, the first indictment has played out really well for Trump, right? It was like a loser for DeSantis.
Right.
Trump raised a ton of money. I mean,
we got 2 other possibles that are in the wings.
I mean, Georgia seems very, very possible. And then there's the DOJ documents case. But the thing is, the people who are Trumpy are so bought in that I'm not sure the federal government will convince them of anything.
Yeah, but people that are, as you say, Trumpy, that's not the people that are going to win an election for Donald Trump.
No, but they'll win a primary.
But they'll win a primary.
And that's Republicans' math problem.
Right. But don't you think the Republican ruling class is looking at this and saying, Donald Trump can't beat Joe Biden?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't the first time around.
Yeah. And that's why they were so all in on DeSantis. I mean, DeSantis makes Scott Walker look like a charming guy, but he was the only one that anyone had. So I think that actually, they were just desperate for someone they thought they could transfer the MAGA base to. But the truth is, the MAGA base is with Trump not because of his policy, but because of his personality.
Yeah, because of who he is and what he stands for to them. Mm-hmm. Molly Jong-Fast, as always, thank you for entertaining me with all of my questions this hour. Round 2. Should we keep going? By the way, you can listen to Molly on her podcast, Fast Politics with Molly Jong-Fast, anytime, anywhere that you get your podcasts. Thanks, Molly. Good to see you.
Thanks.